people. Hello, everybody. We've just got people rolling in. So nice to see you all, and thank you for attending our Genius School webinar. This webinar is titled "Now is the Time," and it's an invitation for all our special VIPs to be part of the education revolution with Genius School. So I'm just going to share my slides. Can you see the right slides there, Karen? Yeah, cool. Thank you. Nice.
You just might need to go to
yeah,
your full screen there.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
That's looking good.
Perfect. All right. So, like I say, welcome. It's great to see some familiar faces. Always great to connect and to talk about something that we all care so much about. So this webinar is, like I say, Genius School's webinar. We're talking about now is the time to be part of the education revolution and to join Genius School in making a massive difference to young people. So it's with me, Angie Stead. So I'm the co-founder of Genius School, and I'm here with Michelle Nolting, who is Genius or Genius Group's Partnerships Manager. So Michelle, do you want to give everyone a wave? I'm sure everybody knows you anyway. And we'll be, I'll introduce you to a couple of special people further on in the webinar too. But just to set the scene and get going with this, why is now the time? Why is being part of the education revolution so important right now? And that is because all evidence reveals that we're in the middle of a global learning crisis that threatens our efforts to build human capital. And that's really, really scary. And this is because of the learning poverty crisis. And the fact that we are building human capital is actually putting the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals at risk. So, and that includes the goal to end extreme poverty. So, and learning poverty impacts on all areas of life. And so when we look at human capital, what do we mean? Well, human capital is the skills, knowledge, and experience possessed by individuals or a population, viewed in the term of their value or cost to an organization or to a country. And in Genius School, we often talk about preparing our students to be lifelong learners and to make a positive contribution to society. And when we're saying that, this is exactly what we mean. In Genius School, we are building human capital. So, and the human capital is the skills and know-how needed for the jobs for the future. So, and the pandemic can push another 72 million more children into learning poverty. And we've really together got to do something about this. And we're on a mission. So 53% of children in lower middle income countries are deemed as being in learning poverty. And learning poverty is essentially when children aren't literate or are not literate enough to understand simple text or simple stories. And of course, that's the foundation on which we build our knowledge, our learning, and our communities. And in poorer countries, it's as high as 80%, which is staggeringly high. So progress in reducing learning poverty is far too slow to meet the Sustainable Development Goal aspirations. And, you know, when we talk about this is something we teach the teams in our programs, you know, that it's really important that they work with their talents, their passions, their natural abilities, their skills, but that they focus on something that matters to them, focus on solving a global problem. And now our kids get this. And as soon as we get them focused and they find their direction, the transformation and the engagement in learning is just so much greater than, you know, before they experienced our programs. So again, Genius School offers programs that help young people to develop the skills and the know-how needed for the skills for the future. So we ignite the genius in young people so they can make a valuable contribution to society. And like I say, developing that human capital. And we do that by developing the necessary skills for future success. So, and the top 10 skills, I won't read them out, but you can see that all of these skills here, like analytical thinking or critical thinking and analysis, or creativity and originality, developing the learning dispositions like the resilience, the ability to cope with stress, flexibility, problem solving, and certainly leadership and social influence. And there are many. So you'll get these slides so you can refer to them yourselves as well. So these are all the skills that are the skills and dispositions of entrepreneurs, of an entrepreneurial thinker. And that's what we develop in our young people. So they can actually go and create their own jobs. And like I say, make that valuable contribution to a society. And this says these are the top 10 skills by 2025. But we in Genius School would argue that these are necessary now, not just in the future. So how do we do this? Well, our solution is based on 3 pillars. So it's developing self-awareness. That's understanding who I am, understanding how I think, how I learn, how I lead, and understanding my unique gifts and talents. And then channeling them by expressing myself fully. So if I really know that I'm valued, I'm valuable, and that I can do something worthwhile and make a valuable contribution, then that gives me the confidence then to go and express that in society, express that through my study, express that through my work, express that through my business. And we teach in our programs, we teach our young people to come up with a business plan or solve a global problem linked to the Sustainable Development Goals. And in doing that, we teach that we're either earning or learning. So it's a learning journey. Learning doesn't stop when you leave school. For many of us, it starts when you leave school, but it certainly doesn't stop when you leave school. It's a lifelong journey towards self-mastery, or as some would say, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, towards self-actualization. So every time we master a skill, every time we master our business, every time we find new solutions, then that takes us to the next level of mastery. And it's a continuous cycle as lifelong learners. And many students don't learn this in school. So it's really, really important that we are part of the solution in teaching this. And we teach this through our personalized curriculum, which is based on 8 core principles that form a lifelong learning pathway. And essentially they're split up into two highways: the love of what it is to be human, and the love of the world around us. You know, knowing who I am, expressing myself, and making a valuable contribution. So the core principles are around self-mastery, knowing and growing your unique talents and purpose, which I talked about before, developing leadership competence and capability, including communication skills and interpersonal skills, developing life skills like the 3 R's: language, living, health and happiness, and also self-expression through the arts. And then when we look at the love of the world around us, we're building skills in planning, research and decision making. And we have an amazing program that teaches a lot of this discovery aspect of it, which is called the Teen Quest. And then we have the enterprise aspect, learning about entrepreneurship, resourcefulness and enterprise, and of course technology and being a global citizen. And even being part of our programs, our students are learning what it means to be a global citizen. Because certainly for our virtual programs, we've had global communities. We've had students from all over the world on the same Zoom, same learning experience, and supporting each other. And some of them have gone on to form alliances in business and in networking, and made, really are successful young people. So it's really, really amazing the difference it can make. So, and again, just funny, I should mention that. And here are those particular events I was talking about. So we have, I just need to move my notification bar up the top so I can access. So we have our Genius camps. Can you see that camp screen, guys? Yeah, all good. Thank you. So this is an upcoming camp we have in July in Brisbane, but we have camps all over the world. and we have genius educators all over the world as well delivering our camps. So, and these are either 2-day face-to-face or between 3 and 5-day virtual experiences, depending on time zones and availability of, whether kids are at school, etc., whether they're spending this time doing this over the weekend. And I've got 2 amazing educators here, but both Karen Bonanno and Kerry Spiridonis. I would really like to invite you, Kerry, who is the leader of our Genius Camps, to maybe share a little bit about the transformation and experience that our young kids have, the transformational experiences our young people have on these camps.
For sure, can do.
I'll just stop sharing while you talk.
Oh, perfect. There's everybody. Hello. Yeah, so they definitely do have a transformation over the 3 days. I think from a coach's perspective, it's really nice to see the kids step into themselves and really take that time out to learn a little bit more about themselves. And you really can see how their self-confidence grows throughout the days. And then being able to work within a group on the last day is really, really transformational to watch.
Cool. And what's been the best moment that you've experienced as a coach, Kerry, with the teams? The one that really took your heart?
I think definitely on the last day when they get together and work together on the United Nations goals, and just seeing how they all come together and collaborate as a team, and us coaches just kind of get to, watch back and watch them create in their own space and create amazing presentations. I think also for them, it's really exciting to create new connections from around the world, and being able to, like this, being able to connect through a screen and then, form long life friendships and, still stay in contact after.
That's so cool. Thanks, Kerry. And I also have Karen here, who leads our Young Entrepreneur Academy program and also our Teen Quest. Now, Karen, you were sharing the story with me, I think it was earlier today, about some feedback we'd had about our camps. Would you be happy to share?
Yes, sure, Angie. Yes, so with our camps, the feedback that we get is, well, when we do the presentations, as Kerry was talking about, we have the parents along as well. And it's always interesting to see how amazed the parents are when they witness their young child, their teen, doing their presentation. We've often had parents in tears because they're just absolutely amazed at how the change has happened in the 3 half days. But also too, we have lots of people who are just saying how, even though they might be involved in some traditional educational aspects, they're really surprised at how quickly the young people get to know each other, how they connect, because what we're doing is we're getting them to think and use their natural capabilities rather than just keep spoon feeding them as they probably would experience in a traditional classroom environment.
That's so true. Thank you, Karen. And it's funny when you say you've had parents in tears. Yes, I've witnessed that myself, but I tell you, they've had us in tears as well at times.
I was going to say there's many times when we've been in tears because it is just amazing to see how the kids respond. And then when they do their offline activities and they come back and they share what they've done, you really start to see the individual uniqueness of each of those kids. And we actually had one young boy say to us once that this is the first time he felt that he could be who he was by being allowed to just create something that he really loved to do.
Wow, so powerful. Thank you, Karen. Thanks, Kerry. So let's just flip back to the slides. You can see them okay? Yeah, cool. So that gives you an idea of what our camps are about and the transformation that our teams experience. We also have our Teen Quest. Now, the Teen Quest was designed by Karen and Leonie. Karen, would you like to turn back to you, I'm afraid, but you're the best person to talk about the Teen Quest and the potential this program has for our young people.
Yes, the program came about because Leonie and I have been involved in traditional education systems. And what we see is as students progress through from their primary or elementary into their high school or secondary, they really struggle to use the skills because they're constantly being told what to do, or they're taught the content. They're not actually taught the processes and how to think things through. So in reference to that slide that you shared before, which is all about these top skills that you're going to need for the future, the Teen Quest is all designed around helping kids to become change makers and leaders by tapping into their natural genius, but to start to use their ability to be critical thinkers and problem solvers and change makers, and to exercise their effectiveness in communicating in a global environment. All of those things that are what is called really a soft skill. But for us, we see these as really important, as you can see from that slide there, about the life skills, the enterprise skills, the technology. All of that is built into the program, because we're trying to weave all of those skills that are identified as the top skills for the future into the program. And in the end, the outcome will be that they will put together a purposeful, persuasive message to bring about change within the world. And then as part of that, they may actually be identifying something that could become a program or a product or a service, which then leads into our next level of programs.
Which is great. And the next level of programs Karen's referring to is the Young Entrepreneur Academy. So this is just the perfect pathway to take a student through, because they develop their self-awareness, then they learn those critical thinking skills and how to solve, put together persuasive arguments. And, you know, many of us know who are in business that the most important thing when you're putting together a business plan, or whether you're doing a pitch, that's a very persuasive, very creative process. So really valuable tool. And that leads in then to the Young Entrepreneur Academy, where our students can then come and actually work on their business plan. And many students have made their first sale or first sales before we even finish the program. And here's just a few things that some of our students have said. This is from Katie. So Katie says, I get pretty anxious about most things in general, especially school. I didn't believe in my own skills and I was pushing myself to get better results. I have found out how to utilize my natural skills and to have the best success in life, and also how to bring out the best in others. I now know how to play to my strengths and how to get the results I want. And isn't that what we all want for every single one of our young people? That's so cool. And also another one from Jodie, who Jodie sent her daughter Morgan to our Young Entrepreneur Academy. And she said, I was skeptical about sending my 12-year-old daughter, who was high anxiety, particularly online with strangers. As Mum says, she is no genius. We might argue that, but they were Mum's words. The change in her confidence over the 3 days was amazing. Discovering her own genius, strengths, passions, purpose, and a determination towards the UN global goals was unbelievable. I cannot thank all the wonderful genius educators enough for this amazing program and for her growth. So pretty amazing. Karen, did you want to add anything to that? Because I know that that's a personal one for you as well, these three comments, because these were a camp you were leading.
Yeah, I just put something into the chat to say that these three stories that we're hearing here, these kids would not have been able to attend an event because, you know, they were in situations where they needed support to get there. So we were able to, with Katie, it was through a corporate organisation sponsored the full camp. So we were able to get every child there because that was on a corporate sponsorship. With the one that Jodie's daughter came to, then that was because Morgan was sponsored through, we got a grant from the government to get kids along to that. And then also to the next one you've got there with, which is Willow. Again, yeah, this is through a grant that we were able to secure. So for a lot of our kids to be able to attend, they do need that financial support. And that's why, you know, this particular webinar is all about how you can have an impact on a young person's life by supporting them to attend. And they then can go on this amazing journey from coming to a camp, then coming to our Teen Quest, and then finally to step up into our Yay program, where they're actually taking all of their learnings and then creating a job for themselves. And as you shared, Angie, we've got some of our graduates from Yay who are now in business and are also linking up together and developing more businesses as young entrepreneurs, which absolutely blows us out of the water when we see that. And when we think about it for when we were their age, that was probably not even on our radar.
Yeah.
So having sponsors support these kids really gives them the greatest opportunity out there. And here, as you say, as you see here with Willow, the mum was saying that, we live in the backyard, in our parents' backyard, or her parents' backyard. And so being able to have that support of a scholarship, so Willow could come to the particular camp that we had, was really great. And also during this time is to see, as Kerry shared, that whole transformation of their personality. They come in and they're not quite sure about themselves. They then get to know about the uniqueness of who they are as an individual and what value they can add by just stepping into their space, and then getting them connected up with other kids to then put together, actionable steps that they can take forward, or in the case of the Yay, a business that they can develop, and knowing that they're going to be getting that ongoing support from us as the educators within the junior school community.
Yeah, so cool, so cool. And I just love that story about Willow, living in the backyard in a camper van, and how grateful she was to have the opportunity. So, and talking about success stories, this is just a short video of somebody who won one of our competitions. So I just want to make sure, actually, before I go on to audio, that you'll be able to hear what the video is saying. And can I just do a quick check?
My name is Karim, and I'm 12 years old, and I love to do art, and I build it as my business.
Perfect. What is the best thing you learned or gained from YA?
The best thing I learned that if I want something to happen, I really need to work in it, and I really need to do stuff to get it work.
Yeah.
Because at first I wasn't into it. I just know that I have paintings and I want to sell them. I didn't really know how and to who.
Tell me a little bit about your business and what makes your business unique.
So my business is to sell my art painting for people who are interested in modern art and abstract style. I'm a young artist. And the second thing is that my art style. I really like dripping style. And I saw anywhere, in internet, Instagram, and in my art class. And I haven't saw anybody instead me that do this style. So I think it's unique style.
What motivates you to be a young entrepreneur?
Basically, my motivation is that I have paintings and I love to do it, and I can sell it. So if I can sell it, why shouldn't I not sell it? So I want to sell my art, so that's my motivation.
What's something about yourself that you think makes you a good entrepreneur?
I think that what makes me a good entrepreneur is that I love to do it and I really give it time. I did a few times, and yesterday too, I go to art class, 5 hours painting, and I really enjoy it. So I think that's one of the examples, giving it time and work on it.
If someone were to ask you for advice, say they were young like yourself and they wanted to become an entrepreneur, what advice would you give them?
That if you want to make something like business, so first of all, you need to love it, because if you don't like it, why you do it? And second of all, that you really need to work on it. Like me, before I started the year program, I was maybe sometimes paintings and just like this. And after the year, I really see my Instagram and work on it and work about it more.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
That is so cool. So cool. And Corinne was one of our sponsored students. And how old was she, Karen? Was she 12?
Yes, she's only 12.
Yeah. How
And
amazing.
as I said, English wasn't her first language. But as I've put into the chat there, she's a great example of doing that connection of what you're good at with what you're passionate about, and then being on purpose, and you're learning and you're earning. So for her, the outcome was absolutely amazing. She's now has her artwork in some of the local restaurants, and she's got her Instagram account. And so she's really excited where her business is going now as a young 12-year-old.
That's amazing. So cool. So, but sadly, many young people from low to middle income families are unable to access our programs, which is why we're doing this webinar and why we're raising awareness about this and the massive difference it can make to our young people. And we all understand that it takes a village to raise a child, as this great African proverb states. And so I think supporting young people through our programs, through education and through life, it's not just the parents' responsibility, it's down to all of us, because we're building human capital on which we can benefit as a society forevermore. And it's through that human capital that we're going to solve all the world's global problems and achieve a level of consciousness or self-awareness or success beyond our dreams. So I would really like to hand over to the amazing Michelle Nolting, the Genius Group Partnerships leader, person, operator, guru. How would you describe your role, Michelle?
Hey, Angie, thanks for the intro. That was a little like a random guru. I don't know. I think I'm just partnerships manager, and I get to do a whole bunch of stuff all the time. So, get to work with amazing people like you. Say again.
There we go. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm sharing with you the opportunities that we have on offer for you to really change a child's life. So over to you, Michelle, and I'll be your slider person.
Thank you, Angie, and thank you for Karen for inviting me as usual to come and participate, because this is something that we all need to, step up and actually do something, because if the world doesn't do something, nothing is going to change. So, from our perspective, it's definitely about, how do we actually go about sponsoring young people. And I think on our last webinar, I really ranted off a little bit, and I'm sorry, but I definitely feel that this is something that everybody should step up and do, because like I said, in South Africa, we have people who do this all the time that sponsor children into different components, but this is actually almost a higher level sponsorship. It's better because you can do so much more with it. You can actually make so much of a bigger impact than just sitting on your local space. So I think, from an education point of view, the one thing over my lifetime that I've learned is that you can't take whatever you learn, nobody can take it away from you. So if you help a young person sooner than later, this is something that will stand them in good stead for the rest of their lives. So the reasons that we believe you should sponsor a young person is definitely making an impact, because this helps ignite their genius and also their entrepreneurial spirit. And it allows them to not actually be searching for a job, it allows them to create jobs for people, which is what we actually want to be doing. We don't want to be having, a world full of people that are dependent on others. We want to have an amazing space where people are able to make opportunities happen for others as well. And I think, young people are amazing because they have that ability to still absorb and see the best in life and still learn much quicker than as when you're an adult. So why not give them an opportunity sooner? Secondly, for us, it's about, you also get access to learnings. There's lots of learnings on the GeniusU platform. it's not only the Crisis Leadership Academy, there's summer school, there's tons of learning on our platform, which is amazing. And if you just tap into what you need at whatever time, it really is helpful. I mean, I know at the beginning of the year, we did marketing and sales, and some of those components are really, really good. And I still teach that in some of our programs. You know, I say, go back there, look at that. That's a good thing. So we have an amazing education system, you know, that you can tap into by sponsoring a young person. And then definitely it's about featuring featuring on our website, you know, as a sponsor. And this is an ability for you to promote what you stand for. And, you know, Roger, in our business, it's about the values that you have and what are you standing for and who are you associating with. So I think it's time to step up and choose who you want to be associating with. And definitely this particular brand with Angie and Karen and what they're doing, it's a great brand to associate with. So if it's something that you're looking to do, the marketing is also very impactful. Awesome. Now you can switch to the next page. Okay, so from a perspective, we have three main areas of where you can sponsor. The first one is sponsoring a young person for 3 months. And really this is, guys, I think you spend more money on food on a monthly basis. So like cost-wise, it's really nothing in the bigger scheme of things to sponsor a child or a young person. And what's included in here, it's great because you get the Teen Dynamics token. You also get a spot in the Genius School Microcamp, and then your logo and marketing ability for the website for 3 months. So you can see there, it's normally like $442, which is still really, really cheap. And now it's only $197. So just, you know, step up, do something. I don't think it's a lot, and we blow more money on other things. But anyway, so that's the first entry level that we should be looking at. All right, from a next level up, it's about a 6-month sponsorship. And here again, you know, the normal rate is over $1,000 and you can get it for under $600. So, you know, from our perspective, it's really something where you're making a difference for a young person for 6 months, where they can't actually do something for themselves, but you're giving them that opportunity. So what is included in the silver sponsorship is you get 2 Teen Dynamics tokens, you get a spot in the micro camp, right? You also get a spot in the Genius School Teen Quest, and then the logo and branding and marketing ability for the 6 months. On top of this, you can also be a judge on the school micro camp. I'm sorry, I had a tongue-tied moment. And you also get access to all of our learnings on the Genius U platform. So this is cool because you can actually participate and do something. So I think it's a great opportunity to actually work with the young people and be able to have an impact and get involved. So yeah, that's our second level. Our third one is actually for a whole year. And what we did as a partnerships team is we actually took this on. And Shame, the team has been amazing at trying to get somewhere. We don't really have a lot of children in our space as the partnerships because I don't have children. I only have a niece and nephew. And we took this as a sponsorship because for me, it's like, hey, we've got to do something for the next 12 months and actually help a young person. And we doing this, we working in this space, so we should do it. So, you know, to spend $1,200 for a whole year, I mean, oh my word, that's like nothing, really. I'm sorry to say, it really isn't for some child's education and to make a difference in changing the world. So here you go, you've got a whole bunch of extra stuff. It's a really, really valuable package. You've got tokens, you've got spots in the micro camp, you've got spots in the Teen Quest, you've got also, which is really, really nice, a spot in the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, logo and branding, of course, but then you can also be a judge on the micro camp and be involved in everything on that space, which is awesome. You know, like who wouldn't want to be involved if you're going to do this? And then access to all of the training that we've got on Genius U, including the Crisis Leadership Academy. And then you've also got marketing and sales micro schools. It's added in on that side. So, you know, guys, this is really not a big deal for actually stepping back and saying, what are you doing to change the future in any one of our spaces, in any one of our countries, globally? What are we doing to make a difference? So Karen has popped the web page in because this is not so clear, this particular slide, but you guys can go and have a check. It's very, very clear on the page, and you can reach out and you can join and get involved, you know. So for me, it's a big deal to get involved and help change the world from this space. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's any more slides on my side, but I think I'm done. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and you walk the talk, because you said you did sponsor on the gold package. You sponsored a team through our programs, so thank you for that. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, cool.
We
So,
definitely should all do it if we can.
well, we did. Karen and myself, we've sponsored teams through our programs too. But it feels so good. It feels so good knowing you've made a big difference as well. And you know, we are very happy to feed back you know, their experience. And you know, we've got these wonderful testimonials and comments that have been said. You know, to have a story come back to you about the difference you've made in the team is pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
So so I do encourage, if you really want to make a difference in the young life of a person, and also in the future of this planet, then we need to be investing in our young people and building that human capital, growing our people into to be the best they can be. And in doing this, you are being part of the future of education. So thank you for your interest. And yeah, I'll leave you with this quote from Nelson Mandela, which is, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. And that's so true. And we live
it's
that
very true.
And we and our educators, we've got some educators on this call today, and I'm sure every one of you will agree that we are lucky enough working with our young people to actually live that every day. And it's just so cool. Yeah. And you know, you're lucky you get this opportunity and you can have that same impact as well. So I thank you all for listening. Thank you for your time. I really do hope that you take action in some way to make a difference in the life of a young person.
Angie, we've got a question. Kerry's put it in there. Someone's asked about the dates for the micro camps.
I can't see the chat. Yes, okay. Yeah. So Karen, do you have the dates there?
Yeah, Kerry's keyed them into the chat there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So people will get the slides, and there's a link there where you can click on as well, so you can see what's coming up. So if you step up and you sponsor a child, you can choose somebody and let us know. And as Michelle has done, she's stepped up and done a full sponsorship. And so sometimes we can find our young kids as well, because we've always got a list of kids who are needing to, or they're keen to be involved, but they just need to have some way of being supported to come through the programs.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the slide Karen was talking about. So when you do get the slides, each of these is a link, so you can go straight through to Genius U, and it will give you all our events. So we've got events happening all over the world. The camps, well, many of them are global programs anyway, that we run in multiple time zones. So you can actually go through any of the links and look up our events. So you can see the camps, our Discovery Masterclass, Young Entrepreneur Academy, Teen Quest, etc. So there are links for each and every event. So please do go and explore that in your own time, and it'll give you a really good idea of the breadth and number of programs that we offer. Anything more to add to that, Kerry or Karen, actually?
There's just a question about the competition. So we do have a competition at the moment for the Young Entrepreneur Academy. That finishes on the 13th of this month, and then we'll do an announcement for that after that date.
So, and of course, you can not assume you haven't won. We will announce the winners. So somebody's got to win it. So let's fingers crossed for any of you who have applied. I wish you all the best with the competition, and we will be in touch. And that was the 13th, Carol, wasn't it? We announced that, did you say?
Oh, the 13th is when it closes.
Yeah, so probably be announced that day or the next.
Yeah, it'll be the next week after.
Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, thanks, Karen. Any more questions? I've located chat, so I'm checking that as well. And you know, for any of you who are interested in what we do, please do go to Genius U. We've got all the links in these slides, and you know, just connect with Genius School or our Facebook page. So have we got the link for the Facebook page on the slides? Probably. And so just look up Genius School on the Facebook page. I think they're on the slides. And stay connected with what we're doing as well. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest happenings, you know, winners, great stories, and future opportunities. So do stay in touch. It's great to have you part of the community, and thank you. That's a good page. Karen has just put the link up in chat. So Robin said about 3-day camp is during the school term in the UK, so it's not convenient to attend. Look, if we have demand or sponsorship or you know, some localized sponsorship, we're happy to tailor camps to suit specific time zones if there's a demand for attendees in that area. So I noticed, Robin, you put that statement up about timing. So if you do have a cohort of students or you do have a bit access to sponsorship or something, then please do reach out. Kerry, Kerry, if you don't mind just giving a wave again, just to remind you, Kerry here leads our camps. So you can connect in with us, and we'd be more than happy to tailor a camp to suit your time zone, provided we had the demand for the camp in that area. And if anybody wants to support the promotion of our events, then reach out. You know, if you think you may know sponsors or you might want to promote it to your communities, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you with that. Any final comments, Michelle, Karen, Kerry? Are we going to leave our lovely people to enjoy the rest of their day, evening?
Well, for the last Genius, sorry.
Yeah.
For
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, the last Genius camp, I went along as a judge because I did sponsor. And so it was great for me to be there, to be part of the final presentation and to ask questions of the kids and also to give them some feedback of how marvelous they work together as a team and the information that they presented, and just to see their enthusiasm. So it was just giving them some feedback and giving them some congratulations as well. So as a judge, this is something that you can do, is you get there to see the outcome and you get to participate in the last day when some amazing stuff happens, and you can see the response of the parents and also the kids to your contribution that you make.
Cool. Thanks for that reminder. And Michelle?
I just think this is something everybody should look at doing. And even if you're not going to do it, go and find somebody who wants to do it, because like, seriously, it's not that tough. And guys, we waste money on so many other things that I feel that we should actually step up and do something. And there's lots of people that will do something. You just have to actually go and have a conversation and say, hey, you know, because I know from a South African point of view, and I know there's some South Africans on the call, we do sponsor kids a lot and we do a lot of things for kids. And I know it's not around, you know, it's the dollar thing and what have you, but seriously, on a big picture for a year, it's not a lot. It really isn't. So do something that makes a difference somewhere, you know.
And if the conversion, if the dollar conversion isn't friendly in your part of the world, then get together with 2 or 3 other people and just pull some funds and put them between you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always something you can make work. So I think this is definitely a great opportunity to get involved and step up.
Cool. You can see where
Thanks for having me.
The fans.
Thanks for having me, you two. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you guys and see some familiar faces around, you know. It's always good, you know. So thanks.
And thanks to our amazing educators on this call too for your ongoing support and your commitment to the future of this planet through our young people, our teens. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Kerry too. I'll see you next time. Bye.